Welcome to another video where once again I'm going to be doing a recap over the trades that I took this morning. So once again I was trading the 1 minute time frame in the London session, and I just want to show you how things went. So I was only trading GU and EU because obviously on the 1 minute time frame the market moves quick and it's hard to monitor a lot of different currency pairs, and I also like the way that GU and EU move on the 1 minute time frame. So they're mainly what I focus on in the London session, and let's just dive in and I'll show you what I did today. So I got to my chart about 7:30, 7:45 London time, and I could see that from much earlier in the morning price was in a downtrend. So I could see we had lower highs, lower lows, and this was just showing me that we're in a downtrend, and as I know that we should be selling in a downtrend, so all I'm looking for at the moment is sells until I see any reason not to. So first of all, the first key high that I saw here was this little small pullback into this zone here, and so I simply drew my level, waiting for price to come back up, retest it, and allow me to enter the market and continue in this downtrend. But as we can see, price never came back up, never retested that level. Instead, he pushed further down and created the next lower high, and this was now my next area of interest along here to see if I could get potentially a double top or just price to pull back into that area for me to enter the market. And as you can see, very soon after, price did enter back into this level. I had a wick rejection here. Now this was quite an aggressive entry, and it's not an entry that I would usually take, but for some reason I did, maybe because I've been trading well lately and I was confident. But I took this entry. It was quite an aggressive entry, not one that I'd usually take, and it was aggressive because we didn't have much of a pull away and then pull back into the zone. It was more of a sharp impulsive move, quick correction that I don't usually take. It was very fast paced, but obviously that's the 1 minute time frame. It's quick decision making and it is fast paced trading. So anyway, I took the trade mainly because the rules for me when I enter on the 1 minute time frame is I want to enter on a momentum candle moving in my direction. So we were in a downtrend. I'm looking for sells. I had the wick rejection from this level of interest, and then I had the bearish momentum candle showing that price is moving downwards. There's momentum going bearish, and that just gave me the confidence to enter this trade. So I entered on market execution. So I entered at current market price with a 7 pip stop loss just above the level, and as you can see, price went into profit. I think I grossed just 1.5 R, so 1.5%. I was up, and then when I got to 1.5 R, I moved my stop loss to break even. But what this meant was, because that's my rules to protect my capital, I like to move my stop loss to break even as soon as I can, especially on the 1 minute time frame, because price can reverse and move any minute. So my stop loss was moved to break even, and then as you can see, a couple candles later, I was knocked out of this trade at break even. That's because, as you can see, price came up and just about hit my break even. So that's fine. I would take that as a win because I haven't lost any capital. So then we moved on, and so then price moved sideways for a period of time. And then I had a key high level as price moved away from this level. So this was a high level, although this is a bit of a messy high, a bit of a messy key high. For me, I like to see just a nice pull into an area and pull away, whereas here price wasn't really too sure what it was doing, but nevertheless it was a key high for me. Price moved away and then it came straight back to this level, and as soon as I saw this wick rejection, I was looking for that momentum candle to enter the market, because as you know, we are still in this downtrend, but the momentum candle was too big and I couldn't manage to get an entry into this market, and I only enter once the candle is closed, and this candle closed. As you can see, it was my stop loss would have been too big, which would have meant that my risk to reward ratio would have been very difficult for it to be good, so I didn't enter this market. So what I was hoping for now is maybe before price pushes down further for one more retest, so I could get that triple top and then enter the market. But as you can see, price pushed quite far down. So then as we came back up, I was hoping for maybe a really deep pullback into this area, but we didn't get that. Price created the next lower height by here and then pulled away. And then I was still anticipating price maybe to pull up into this area, or maybe just to come into this area, but I wasn't sure. I was a bit indecisive, and if I'm indecisive, I prefer not to enter a trade and I stay out of the market, because that just complicates it and that will just mess with my psychology. And on the 1 minute time frame, you've got to stay a clear mind. You got to know what you're doing, and I just chose to stay out of the market. So then once price did come back into this lower high level, it pulled away slightly. Now, price hadn't moved away fully, so I was still hoping for maybe one more pullback into one of these two areas for me to get an entry, and that is what we got. So price moved into this area. I had a slight wick rejection from this area, and then I had one momentum candle. But what I was aware of was there was this trend line here that I wanted this level to be broken, just for me to have that extra confidence that, yeah, price is now ready to push downwards and that I should get into this trade. So what I did was, I don't usually do this, but I set a sell stop at just over 1.33100 pretty much. I set a sell stop here, which means that when price moves past this level, it will trigger me in and I'll be in the trade. So I don't trigger myself in on my MetaTrader 4. I will automatically get triggered when that price level is hit. So that is what happened. I set another 7 pip stop loss just above the level to be safe. This huge momentum candle triggered me in, and as you can see, there was no drawdown. I moved straight down into profit. And I set my take profit here where there was the last key low, and so as you can see, this white line shows where my take profit was, and here I grossed about 2R, so 2%. So at this point I was at 2% for the day, which I was happy about. But I think I've learned a lesson here today, because as you can see, price has rallied further downwards and I would have been in huge profit. So if we have a look, if I had held right now, I'd be at 14% up. But we can't think like that. That is not the way trading works, because hindsight is a lovely thing. And if we had hindsight, well, we'd all be millionaires. But I didn't have hindsight, and so I don't regret what I did. I still think that was a perfect trade. The way I executed it, my stop, my take profit, my entry was all perfect and fits my plan. So it's not a trade that I regret. These are two trades that played out well for me. First one break even, second one 2% up. So that's a great morning for me on GU. So 2% up on GU, whereas on EU, I didn't have as good of a day. Well, I didn't lose money, so I suppose that is a good day. But once again, I could see that on on EU, we were still in the downtrend from early morning. As you could see, we had a high, lower high, pretty much same high, then lower high, lower high. So I could see that we were in a downtrend. Even it wasn't the cleanest downtrend, you could just see it was a downtrend. And then as I got to my chart, I think it was about 7:30, 7:45, so about here, I could see that price was ranging with these three here and these two here, these two taps of each level. So I wasn't sure what price wanted to do. I wasn't too keen to jump into a trade on EU straight away, because just before I got to the chart, it had been a bit messy. There was not clear structure, and that's what I like to trade. I like to trade nice, clear structure, and EU wasn't giving me that. So I monitored this pair whilst looking at GU, and EU was ranging. It was consolidating sideways, and you can trade in the range, but on the 1 minute time frame, that's a lot harder because price moves so quickly, and this was quite a small range. So my plan was that I would wait to see how EU would break out of this range, whether it be to the upside or to the downside, and then I would plan my trade accordingly. So as you can see, EU broke up to the upside, and what I wanted to see is for the trend to change from a downtrend to an uptrend, I wanted to see these previous highs broken, because then if these highs were broken, it would show that we're not creating lower highs anymore, and we are potentially creating higher highs and higher lows, and that would show that we're in an uptrend. And then when we are in an uptrend, we're looking for buys. So I just wanted to see, I wanted the market to settle to show me what trend we're in, so I know what I'm looking for, because once again, I don't want to be forcing any trades. I want to know what I'm doing, have a good plan, and then I can execute the trades as I want. So what I was waiting for is I wanted to see if price would break these highs, and then it would do something like this, and we would be in an uptrend, and then I could look for buys. But we never got that. We got rejection from these highs. So it shows that the downtrend was still strong. The overall downtrend was still strong. So I'm still looking for sells in this market, and I can start to plan how I'm going to get into these sell positions. So we had the first pull away from this key high level here. It's quite messy once again, so this wasn't filling me with confidence. I wasn't too eager to get into a trade here because look, price is messy, and I don't like trading when it's messy like that. I like it to be nice and clear, like I've told you. So we had a strong pull away from this level, then we came back and retested this level once more. but I wasn't too keen to get into a trade here because, as you can see, these two large bullish candlesticks showed that there was a lot of momentum going into this level. So it could have been very easy for price to break through this level and then continue in an uptrend. But so, like I said, the two bullish candlesticks, I wasn't comfortable taking a sell position here. I wanted the market to decide what it's doing first. So price did, in fact, pull away from this level almost as a triple top, you could say, and with a few strong bearish candlesticks. So this was just proving, yeah, we're still in the downtrend. Price has struggled to break this resistance level 3 times, and it's showing that if price can't push up, eventually the sellers are going to take over and price is going to push down. So price did push down. And so now what I'm looking for is, we saw the pullback, and I'm looking for this lower high to get another pullback into this area for the double top for me to continue in the downtrend and get that sell. So we had this lovely pullback. This is the sort of pullback that I like to see. It's nice and clean into the level and pulls away. So then what I wanted was a nice clean pullback into it and a nice pull back down in that downtrend. So we had that pull back into this level. I drew my level and I just sat and waited for price to pull back into this level. But as you can see, price rallied really strongly to the downside and never gave me that chance. So that was my morning on EU done, and I did not get a chance to enter the market. But upon reflection of this morning, one of my entry criteria is, if there is a triple top, then I like to look for a lower high entry, which I could have got here. But for the reasons I've said, that price was messy and this isn't really a clean triple top. As you can see, we've had 3 touches at this level at 3 different areas, but I don't think that justifies a nice clean triple top for me to get into it. So I could have potentially entered on this lower high, but I prefer to enter on the double bottom. And once again, same as GU, if I had got an entry, if price had pulled back into this zone, I would have been in a very nice position right now. But like I said, it's a numbers game, and these will come. You just got to turn up every day and you'll get those big trades. So I'm not worried about that. That was today's morning. So I didn't take any trades on EU, which I'm not worried about, which is fine. I don't regret. So overall, with GU and EU, I was up 2% today, 2 trades, 1 break even and 1 winner. So that was just pretty much a recap into what I did today, what I was looking for, my thought process during this morning's London session, and how I went about looking for a trade. So I hope that video has just given you a better insight into how you can go about trying to trade the 1 minute time frame, and how lucrative it can be if you can do it properly, or correctly, sorry. So as you can see here, this could have been a huge potential profit, but they come and they go. Trading is the numbers game, and eventually, if you stick to your plan, you will also get into one of those trades. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.